Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi and today we are doing the May repurchase review. So if you're new here, the repurchase review is where I go through all of the items featured on my channel this month and what my updated thoughts are. Would I purchase them again if I were to do it over again, and any updates or anything that I have on any of those products. And then at the end of the video, we have a top 5, my top favorite products featured this month. So let's go ahead and get started. We are starting off with some new items from Sisley. So Sisley brought out 2 new eye twists. We have shade 18 and we also have shade 19. Now, both of these shades run very warm. So we have kind of this coppery gold shade here for 18, and 19 is going to be a warm coppery rose. So they're both going to be fairly warm. They are not really my favorite shades. Personally, I prefer like cooler taupes and so forth. So, the product itself is fantastic. I love the Sisley Fido Eye Twist. Would definitely repurchase those again. These colors I have been using. I reach for the 18 more than the 19, but I would probably, just choose different colors next time. Now, Sisley also released a couple new, these are the Fido Rouge Shine lipsticks. So this one here is number 32, Sheer Ginger. And you can see that this is kind of a peachy coral kind of shade. Definitely more of a soft peach. Not too much pink in there, but there's a little bit. I think it's a really pretty neutral warm shade. And then we have 24 Sheer Peony, which I was expecting to be like a lighter, cool pink. And this is really going to be more of a soft red. So it's kind of like a deep rose / soft red. I have to say though, I have been enjoying these. I've been using these a couple times, particularly the Sheer Peony. So I really like the colors. I do wish, when I purchased these, Sisley didn't really have any swatches online. Honestly, if you look at their website, the swatches they have there are either non-existent or it's really hard to tell what the color truly is. So I do wish that Sisley would update that, use some more accurate photos and so forth. But that's kind of my thoughts on those. So definitely both products I absolutely love. Would definitely purchase products from those lines again. The shades, I really happy with both of the lip shines, but the eye twists, they're not my particular shades. However, they are a great product. So if you like those warmer tones, they are definitely worth looking into, in my opinion. Next, we have Chantecaille Summer. And I have to say, I was very intrigued by this when I originally saw promo photos. But honestly, this is a collection that I'm very disappointed in. This bronzer, actually everything here is a repeat from some time or another in Chantecaille's releases. So I feel like they could have been a little bit more upfront about that and celebrated the fact that these were bestsellers and things like that, instead of it being kind of like a hidden guessing game. So this is actually the bronzer in Serena. And they have this available in permanent packaging, permanent red packaging of a larger size. So in this limited edition packaging, it's 8 grams. And off the top of my head, I want to say it was like 11 grams or something for the one in the permanent packaging. So just something to note. This is going to be a warm toned bronzer. You definitely have kind of that golden hue. The highlighter is nice. This is the shade Stella, but it is, again, much warmer than I expected. It's really going to be more of a soft gold, and it's a bit deeper than I would like for my complexion. It's really going to work well for medium skin tones. I think even deeper skin tones can appreciate this depending on the application. But yeah, I was just disappointed. The lip cheeks that came out were repeat shades as well. And yeah, overall, disappointing collection. I personally would not purchase this again. And, they're starting to get on my no buy list because I've been disappointed so many times. So I'm giving them through the end of the year because this is their 25th anniversary year. So I'm hoping that they come out and wow us with something this year. But this collection was not a wow collection. Next, we have Lupita. And this is the Abracadabra Le Duo in Lady Khaki, which again was also a product that was a bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. But that's really not a big deal. I can appreciate the formula if the colors are okay, but I just think this formula is only okay. I don't think it's anything special. My biggest gripe is we get 2 colors in this, but this first shade here, it's not sheer enough really for a topper, but it's not opaque enough to really be used on its own. It definitely has some translucency there, and I just find it is just... I just feel like they should have used something with a different formula or finish there to make it a more versatile duo than what it is. So I personally don't love this. I think it's okay, but nothing special. So, formula, the formula's not bad. It's just not great. So there's just nothing special about it. I would have to say, though, I like this formula better than the new Dior eyeshadow formulas, but we'll get to that. It hasn't been the best month for makeup. We've got some fails here. But this duo, if there was a color story that was like, wow, I really, really like that, I would pick it up. But otherwise, I'm staying away from these. They're just not worth it for me. I also picked up one of their new on-the-go lipsticks, which I feel like this is very cheap. Actually, both of the packaging on these is cheap. I know they are meant to be a lower price option and so forth, but this is plastic. It looks plastic. It looks better in photos than it does in real life. I mean, you can tell just by looking at this, at the silver and the gold here, that is a cheap plastic. It looks like one of those like play makeup things that my daughter would get when she was younger. So, it's just not great. So I picked up one of the matte shades. This is Milky Light, and there's nothing wrong with the shade. It's a nice kind of rosy beige kind of shade, rosy nude. The formula is fine. It's a little drying though, so it's not terrible. It's not worth me picking up more of these when there are just better options on the market. So I would pass on these items. Next, we have the new Hermes blushes. So Hermes released 3 new shimmery blushes. This one here is Rose Cuivre, Copper Rose. And these I think are really, really nice. So I like these new blushes. I would pick these up again. They are, however, a bit warmer. I thought there would be, at least one option that was cooler in tone, but these pretty much all have like a warm shimmer to them. They've got warm tones. This one here is Rose Doré. And along with these, they also released a lip enhancer that is kind of a cooler shade. This is Rose Ombre. And that, I actually don't have that up here with me because I wear it every day. So I keep it downstairs with my, computer and my purse. It's there. So every time I run out the door, I'm typically putting that on. So I'm actually already down just about to where it says Hermes on the bullet. So it's definitely one that I would definitely repurchase that. It is also the first satin lip enhancer, and it's a very nice cool tone, rosy pink. I love that. The blushes, they are fairly warm tone. I wish they had a cooler option. However, I do really like these. I would purchase all 3 of these again. So Hermes was a win. Now, another item from Hermes that I've been using all the time is the new lipstick in Rose Bruyere, and that is a new permanent shade, and I actually have that downstairs as well, but it is a dupe for the, I forget what this one was called, Rosy something from Guerlain. This is number 63. It's the one with the cherry blossoms that came out this spring that everybody had a really hard time to getting. So this shade here is almost identical to the Rose Bruyere from Hermes. And I have to say, I get compliments every time I wear this lipstick, either one of them. They are very, very close. So I would definitely recommend that. That's a win. And then we also have the new Guerlain Terracotta highlighter. So this is the Guerlain Terracotta highlighter. It comes in 2 shades. This is 00 Cool Ivory. I think this is a nice highlighter. I would pick it up again. However, it is not as cool as I would have liked. It's still warm tone. I think everything in the terracotta line runs pretty warm, but for them to call it an ivory rose or a cool ivory, I was expecting it to be, at least neutral, and this is definitely still leaning warm. So I would have preferred it to be a little bit lighter. That being said, I think it's a nice highlighter, so I don't regret purchasing it. However, I just have other ones that I prefer. So this would be one I'd pick up again if it were on sale, which by the way, I got it on sale. But yeah, you know, for full price, I think I'd rather stick with some of my other favorites that I tend to reach for more. Suku Summer. This was the best collection that's come out this year for me. I absolutely love it. This is the quad in 126. This is 125. You've got a duochrome, which is unique for Suku. Here, let me show you that. In this one, you know, we always see like kind of those like deeper green, red ones. This one's more subtle. This gives you kind of like that olivey spring green, but then it goes to more of like a, you know, cooler tone bark brown kind of shade, which is a little bit different and more subtle. It's definitely something that, you know, you could wear, you know, in the office and so forth without worrying about being like too much, you know, depending on what type of office work you have. But, you know, I just think it's fantastic. It's subtle, sophisticated, but it still has a little bit of a wow factor. The blushes are awesome. You know, the whole collection is incredible. So if you can pick up any of those pieces that are still kind of floating around out there, I would definitely recommend them. And yeah, I love the entire collection. Personally, I think the quads are the most special items, followed by these blushes. I mean, you can't go wrong with either blush. This pink one here is 141. The brown one is 140. They are just fantastic. And they are, again, also on the more subtle side. The lipsticks, I like them. They run warmer than I thought, though. I thought the pink one would be a bit cooler. And yeah, so if I were to pass on something, it would be the lipsticks. And by the way, they have lip glosses that are coming out very, very soon. I think June 8th is the date for those. So we'll be seeing those very soon. They were technically a part of this collection as well. They're going to be pretty sheer, but you know, they were not able to get them out at the same time. So what I do appreciate, instead of just getting, you know, a few out to a few people and then, you know, having everybody get angry because they couldn't get their hands on it, they held those back. So they do have a separate launch date. So let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Next, we have the new Sisley Blur Expert. Now, Blur Expert's not a new product. It can be a little finicky. You want to use this underneath foundation, but I found that a really light dusting of this underneath really does give me that nice blurred effect. This is the new shade in Zero Light. So the previous shade, which was intended to be universal, was too deep for me. And I really like this. So once you like kind of play around with it a bit and you see how you like it, I think it's a really great product and is becoming a staple in my routine. So it's definitely something I would purchase again. Moving on to the new Chanel nail lacquers or nail polishes. You know, I've heard that a lot of people have not been enjoying the new reformulation. They've been chipping a lot. Now, I haven't actually worn mine with the top coat because, well, I've tried it with a top coat. If I put on a top coat, the whole polish on my nails is just too thick. It's because this new reformulated polish is a thicker consistency than the previous one. So, you know, having those layers makes it too thick. It chips very easily for me. However, if I don't use a top coat, it lasts for me better than the previous formula. So I think, you know, it's been hit or miss for people. I don't know if it's shade dependent or what, but I would definitely see if you can sample it before purchasing. I don't know if they do that in the stores right now, but you know, don't go crazy and buy a whole lot until you know you like the formula yourself. However, you know, for me, it's been working out and I like the new formula. You know, frequently when I've been painting my nails, I haven't had enough time to wait to put on a top coat and wait for that to dry and everything, even the quick dry ones and so forth. So, you know, not using a top coat with that has been helpful for me. And they've been lasting about, you know, a week on my nails. So I have nothing on right now, but yeah, so for me, they've been good, but they have definitely been hit or miss for other people. Next up, and somewhere around here, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I decided to reorganize. So I emptied everything, all of my makeup everywhere, all over the floor, and been putting it all back. But I have misplaced a few things during this process so far. So it's not all sorted yet. I was trying to get it done before we got the puppy, but I didn't finish. So I'm not sure exactly where it is at the moment, but the new Guerlain bronzer with that beautiful embossing, I'll put a picture up here. You know, it looks so pretty. I like the bronzer because it's actually going to be more peach. So for me, I can use this more as like a peachy bronzy blush. More like a bronzer, but for bronzer itself, for me, it's it doesn't work well for that. However, I don't regret the purchase because it's gorgeous and it is peachier than some of the other ones I have, so I can use it for a blush. So for me, I would pick that one up again. And then we also have new Givenchy lip balms. These are the Rose Perfecto lip balms, and I've been wearing these a lot. So this one here is 111. This is my favorite kind of like soft nude shade. And yeah, I really like this one. I can't remember. It might actually be called soft nude. But I've been wearing all three of them. They are all kind of like brown tones. One of them, the warm maple shade, is more of like a terracotta orange kind of shade. Really great for fall as well. But I've been wearing them a lot. I really like those. Those are, you know, definitely something I would pick up again. We also have items from Flavato and Albedo. So Flavato and Albedo, they sent me these. I've been, you know, loving their velvet. Is that what they're called? They're velvet, velvet eyeshadows. And they just have a really great texture. Performance is great. They've got some nice colors. This one here is Berry Bronze. And I have been loving these. They sent me a few other items. You know, honestly, the purple, the lavender eyeliner, I love that as a lip liner. I use that one all the time for that purpose. But the standout product from what I've tried from them so far are these velvet eyeshadows. Those are my favorite, along with that lavender eyeliner. That, again, with my own caution, I use it as a lip liner. I have not checked to see if it's lip safe technically. All right, just a quick little intermission. This here is Sadie. She had to go out, so I had to take a little filming break. But she is a Shiba Inu, and she is 8.5 weeks, 9 weeks now. And yeah, as you can tell, she's in her bitey phase. But she just woke up from her nap. So we're going to finish up, and she's just going to sit here nicely. And let's move on to the new Dior Quince. So I picked up 2 of the new Dior Quince. This one here is Plum Tutu. And I also picked up Khaki. So both of those are similar to previous color stories. Khaki similar to Jungle. Plum Tutu is supposed to be kind of a mix of Tutu and Plum Tulle. Definitely the color stories are different. Khaki is going to be, you know, lighter, more subdued than Jungle. Overall, I just have to say I don't like these new formulas. They are okay. There's nothing terribly wrong with the formulas. However, compared to the previous one, these are just definitely subpar. And the new ones, you know, is really more so the mattes than the shimmers, but they're just not worth it for me. So I'm gonna kind of stay away from those. And I also picked up a couple of the new Dior liners. So these are the Dior Show On Stage crayons. And we have a sponge tip applicator on one end, pencil on the other. It does come with a sharpener. And I have to say, these are fine. You know, they are nothing like, you know, wow, best ever, but they are good. They are nice. I would pick up shades again, but they aren't going to be like my favorite formulas. So, you know, if there's a special shade, I wouldn't hesitate to pick it up in this formula, but you know, yeah, that's it. So this one here, this is beige. I bought that for an inner waterline type shade, and I like it for that. So that has worked out, and I would pick those up again. Next, we have the Bobbi Brown face palette. I think this is a nice face palette. You know, I wish that the blush and the bronzer shade, they are going to be, you know, pretty firmly baked in there. So they build up very nicely. You can definitely get up product, but they are going to be on the lighter, more subtle side. The bronzer is a little warm for me. I honestly would rather replace that shade, but I think it's a great palette to have for traveling or just to minimize what you're using. So I would pick that up again. We also have the new shades of the Violette FR Bisou Bombs, or rather there's one new shade, Amour Fou, and then I picked up the other ones that I was missing. So I would pick those all up again as well. So this one here is Amour Fou. And you can see it's just a really soft red. These are going to be a matte blurring balm. You know, very subtle, easy to use. I have not tried the original formula, which I hear was a bit drier. This one was reformulated a year ago and it is more hydrating. Is it a hydrating lip balm? No, but it's not drying on my lips. And I find it really comfortable, something that I reach for frequently, particularly during the summer months. So I would pick those up again. I now have all the shades and I don't regret any of them. Next, we have the new Gucci blushes. So I think these probably just were leaked early and they should be available anytime now. I'm definitely keeping my eye open for them. This one here is True Pink. And yeah, I would definitely pick those all up again. The formula is great. If you've tried the Gucci blushes before, it's the same formula, but they have 3 new shades. I really like all 3 new shades. And this True Pink in particular is a really nice cool tone pink. The other pinks in their collection are significantly warmer, so this was definitely a welcome addition. So yeah, definitely a win for those. Next, Givenchy came out with new sheer velvets. This one here is 52. This is the deepest one that just came out. And again, these are very suitable for the fall. They actually complement their new lip balms very well. I love them. I've been wearing the lightest one a lot. They also came out with, sorry, she's playing down here. But so if you hear a crackling, that's just her with her toy. But the sheer black lip balm, you know, that it's a pH indicator one. It turns this beautiful berry. That's another one that I have in my purse because I wear all the time. And I had the older version of that and loved it as well. The newer one is a bit more hydrating on the lips. Really, really love it. And I would definitely pick up all of those lipsticks again. And then London Town also sent me their Hot Tropic Summer collection, which is fantastic. And if you are looking for like a nail polish without a lot of those, you know, more controversial ingredients, London Town really removes the majority of them, yet they still have great performance and great wear. They've got great colors. So I would definitely recommend them. I have quite a few of their polishes. I've been buying them, you know, myself for a few years. So definitely a really great product. And I love the colors in the new collection. All right, so we have a few more great products. And that would be this new Hourglass. This is the diffused rose edit. And I think that's what it's called. And yes, diffused rose edit. I really like this one. I think it is a great trio. And it works really well for fair, light complexions, you know, especially if you lean a little bit cooler. So I think it is a fantastic option. And I would definitely pick that up again. It's actually one that I've been wanting to reach for every day, but I am testing some more blushes right now. So yeah, that is fantastic. Another one that I'm going to continue rebuying. This was gifted, but this is a Victoria Beckham Baby Blade, and I love it. And look, there you go. But yeah, that, you know, it's just been a game changer for me. It's kind of everything I've wanted in a brow product, because it's creamy, you can see it, but yeah, it looks natural. It works well, it lasts all day. It's amazing. There's not a ton of product in it because it is gonna be like one of those fine pencils, but I absolutely love it. And for me, it's worth it. I have reached out to them to see if they will be offering refills in the future, but I have not heard back yet. So I'm hoping to get a response on that soon, but hopefully they will have refills. So we'll see on that. I also picked up one of the new Sisley Fido Kohl Star eyeliners in the gold shade, the Mystic Gold. And that is a really nice gold eyeliner. That is my favorite eyeliner formula because it's creamy, lasts all day. I can wear it in my waterline and it's not irritating to me. So that I would definitely pick up again. I love theirs. I would love to be able to get all of their eyeliners at some point. And then we have the Bake Up Beauty. This is the Desert Road Trip palette, and this is just great soft nudes. They have a variety of tones in there. It's like great for, you know, anything really. They're more like pressed pigments. They build up beautifully. They give you a little bit of that blurring effect. They're very easy to use. It's very light, cheap plastic packaging. It's meant to be the size of a credit card that you can easily slip into your pocket. You can even, I guess, attach it to a certain phone cases. It's one of the things that they promoted. So yeah, I would pick that up again. Moving on to the new Dior blushes. It's been hit or miss. One of the ones I have from them is really nice. That would be the Rose Caprice shade. The other two I picked up, Poison and Mitza, they're not great. So honestly, I would just pass on those. There are too many great blushes to have to play a guessing game as to whether or not you're going to get a good one. All right, so we are winding down. It's time for the top 5, my favorite items from this month. And I would have to go with the Hourglass Diffused Rose palette, the Victoria Beckham Baby Blade. I would also go with I would put the whole Suku summer collection there. I know we're almost done. And yeah, but if I had to pick just one, I guess I would have to put both of the palettes up there, making that 3 and 4. But let's count that as just one. And then we would move on to the Givenchy lipsticks. I mean, these were my favorite lipsticks that came out, plus the Hermes Rose Briere. But since I already had the Cherry Blossom one from Guerlain, you know, I can keep that on my top 5. So I would pick the lip balm in 111, the Lantern D Balm in black, and then the lightest shade of the Sheer Velvet. I know, again, that's kind of over 5. I've actually been really good sticking to 5 every time. So if I had to narrow those down, I guess I would take the Lantern D Balm, so that's a black one, and the Sheer Velvet. So that should bring me to a total of 5 if we're counting the Suku quads as one item. So I hope that was helpful. I'd love to know what things have worked out well for you this month and what things didn't. I have to say it was kind of a mixed month. We had some things that worked so well that they are becoming regular everyday staples for me. And then we had other items that were just complete fails. So yeah, definitely kind of an interesting month. And we've got more coming up soon. And yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. And thank you so much for tuning in. Sadie, say goodbye. Yeah, without biting. And have a great day. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.